Hello, welcome. This time I'm going to give some guidelines and instructions for the assignment that we're calling a jigsaw. Okay, this is a group project. All right, let's get going. So this also is a PowerPoint that you can use if you want as a template. You can fill in the information that's basically outlined on some of the slides. Okay, so this is what the assignment is called, and this is the purpose. As a class together, we will cover some important topics, reading and writing in depth. We're going to do it by a jigsaw. So each group is going to read a different chapter. 8 groups, 8 chapters, 8 on reading, 8 on writing. What the group does is work together to understand the chapter. It's challenging because of the language. Okay, then you're going to make a presentation. You're going to make a presentation as the final product that shares information. You're going to plan your presentation using UDL and explicit strategies, and both of those we're going to continue to learn about. And during the presentation, whoever is a listener is going to be asked to participate in an activity that you develop for us. And then after the presentation, whoever is listening is going to answer questions, 1 or 2, either from your instructors or from you, or they can just ask questions and you can answer them. Okay, the purpose is to make sure everyone is really engaged and focused. Okay, here's the template. Are you doing reading? Who are the group member names? Each group has, in this case, you might need 3 or 4 slides for a summary of the chapter. You don't need sentences. If you want to list ideas, that's okay. Also, you can use images if they're helpful from the chapter. Okay, if you do, please refer to page numbers. Okay, you can say, go on to page 25 and table 1 is really great. Okay, so just help us know and give us a summary, 3 or 4 slides. And then you're going to give an activity. Each group will choose only one activity from the chapter due to time constraints. So try to choose something that seems useful for more than one age group if possible, or tell us why you chose one age group and you have a reason for it. You're interested in that age level, something like that. Now, please bring materials so everyone who's a listener can do the activity. All right. The last thing is that everyone in the group needs to participate in some way. Not necessarily for every single thing, but in some way for the presentation. Okay, try to use effective presentation techniques, UDL principles, make connections if you can, if they make sense to you, to evidence-based practices, to high leverage practices or HLPs. That's the focus of week 2. Plan your activities and materials for about 5 to 8 minutes total. So you give the summary and the activity for about 8 minutes, and then we can have 2 minutes or 3 minutes for questions, answers, and reflection. Be sure to guide us in what we should be learning. Don't just do things, just, be metacognitive. Explain to us the importance of an approach or an activity. The last thing is, to the extent that you think it is meaningful and you understand, you want to try thinking of accommodations and modifications. And it's not that you wouldn't think of these things. It's just I'm not sure how much we're going to cover this topic together. But if you have ideas for accommodations, which are minor changes to the activity, where an accommodation means that the student is doing the same activity with a little bit of help, or modifications, such as you need to really change things up because the learner has a disability which is significantly affecting learning. So if you can think of those, then describe them and just mention them, okay? And so on the slide it says, additional accommodations or modifications you might consider to improve some target learners' access to the concept you're teaching. And some target learners is kind of generic. It means you would say my target learner is a child with ADHD and a learning disability, or my target learner is a child with an intellectual disability. Okay, so if you want to go there because you feel confident, that's fine. This is optional. Optional, not everyone has to do this. Okay, if you're using something and you think it is a UDL checkpoint that functions as an accommodation or modification, tell us. Okay, all right, and then you may again do that or not do that, and that's okay. All right, that's it. That's it. You will have a maximum of 10 slides per group, but more slides is not necessarily better. Try to meet the overall goals, sharing the summary, doing an activity, and helping us learn more about the subject. Okay, thanks. See everyone soon. Bye.